Well, good morning and welcome to Kleinshire. It's been a busy spring and we've been remiss in making videos for the most part, but I thought that today I would try to shoot one because we had something of an exciting morning. Let me show you all this wood that we just had hauled out. Look at the size of some of these logs. We have another pile over there. If you've been following our farm page, you know that we've been working for a few years now to clear out these pastures. The in-laws had used the front pasture for grazing a few steers, but beyond that on the farm, for over 2 decades, most of the pastures on this farm had just been let go. So our goat herd is doing a tremendous job clearing out the small stuff. But as I've gone through and cleared out the small stuff, it's become evident that there also is some large stuff that needs to go. Most of these big trees are ash, which is a really nice hardwood. The problem is that an ash borer has come through and most of the ash around here is dead. So I had these huge trees just standing in the woods, completely dead and, well, starting to rot away. And, you know, as we cleared out the pasture, I was thinking, we really have to take these down. So one of my projects this past winter has been going through and felling these trees. Well, the short story is that we have a neighbor down the road who is a professional logger, and he took pity on me. He saw me working, and he helped me fell a few of these bigger trees last winter when he saw me working. And he promised that when he had his equipment in this area, he would swing on by and help me to haul them out. So that's what happened today. Take a quick look. So he told me that there are some logs of value here. This one right here with no bark was a big dead elm, and there was a blight that took out the elms in the area, and he told me this one, you know, the bark's off of it, but it's about as solid as can be. Again, most of these big trees are ash. You can see the size of these, and if you stick your fingernail in there, you can feel how nice and solid they are. Yes, there is dry rot around the edges. Actually, there isn't much dry rot on this one, but on some of them there is. So, you know, when they're milled, and how that's going to happen is the next piece of the puzzle to figure out. You know, there will be quite a bit that gets milled off, firewood quality, whatnot, but there's a lot of good wood here as well. It's not just the ash, it's not just the elm. If you come over here, this great big one here is a pine. Look at the size of this. That pine got struck by lightning a few years ago and had been standing in the pasture, sadly without its top, for a few years. My neighbor told me that the top of it is dry rotted. You know, he said when you look at this end and you see that it breaks off the way it did. Look at this. That's a sign that sadly it's been lost to dry rot. So there's another length just like this out there, and he said that likely this will have to be cut down, but there should be some good board length out of that as well. And finally up here we have a spruce. This was live, but Unfortunately, I stripped all the branches off of it when I felled one of these giant ash trees, so I took down the spruce as well. I'm not sure, cabinets, something. We'll see what that's good for. I want to show you what the woods looks like without all these trees in it. Go down into the ravine here. This is the track that he took. Look at this. Look how clear this is. Now obviously there's still a lot of wood lying on the ground, and probably next fall into the winter I'll be working on the stuff down here, making more firewood and salvaging from the treetops. So, you know, not as much as it looks like will be wasted in here, but there is also a lot of rotted wood as well. None of that is bad. It will eventually incorporate into the soil and help with the overall fertility of the soil. It's a good thing to have the wood rot down, but there's also quite a bit of value here, and this is how we'll heat our house. Getting these trees up here was a big puzzle because they were too big for my tractor. I would have had to have cut them into lengths. This is where I almost wish I lived in a flatter place. But his equipment's amazing, what he can haul up here. Now the question is, what happens next? What is this wood good for? And as I said, we want to build an addition to the house. I'm not sure if this is the best wood for that, or if perhaps this needs to be milled into joists for a barn that eventually we want to build. The thing is, ash is beautiful wood, hardwood, very durable, but it's so hard that really you have to drill into it. You can't nail into it. So there are some limitations. So will this be made into 2x4s, 4x4s, something that can be used for the addition, or is this something that we mill and eventually use for a barn, storing it in the pole barn in the meantime? I don't know the answer to that yet. It'll be one of the puzzles that we work out this summer in the midst of everything else. The other question is, well, how to get it milled. There are portable sawmills, but my neighbor told me that the cost to have them set up for this amount of wood probably isn't worth it. So my tentative plan would be to cut this into usable lengths, whatever those may be, 8 feet, 12 feet, wherever there's a curve in the tree. So there'll be varied lengths, and perhaps using the car hauler to haul them to one of the Amish sawmills. Would be the cheaper option. We'll see. But in any case, I wanted to show you what we've been busy with. Hopefully we return to making more videos, because there certainly is a lot going on here on the farm. In any case though, that's it for today. God bless you all. Follow along. We're having a lot of fun here.